Hey guys, it's Game Junkie here, bringing you the first episode of my playthrough of Endless Space. So let's hop in and see what this game has to offer to us. I'll be playing the United Empire faction in this game. It is the first released faction of the 8 currently. It is a very human-esque like faction, very military and industrial based. It has an evil diplomatic alignment, but that does not mean you kill everybody you see. It just means they're more about making money and less about making friends. I'll go over the other races here too, while we're at the screen. Here we have the Sophons. Very advanced race that is very curious, as they are described in their description. Their ships are faster than others, and they base their faction is mainly based around technology. They're more of, let's go see what we can find, and if there's people around, let's study them, but not let them know we're here. Here we have the Hisho. Almost a tribe-like group. They are very war central. They are very samurai-like in a way. One of their main traits is death before dishonor, which means if they lose a battle, they will not run, they will kill themselves. Very much reminds me of the samurais in that way. Next we have the amoeba, and kind of reminds me of very different races. They are a very organic race. They kind of remind me of the Flood from Halo. They don't really have individual beings, they have more of a hive mind when it comes to that. They are the only faction in this group that was not created by the Endless, a advanced race that disappeared, which pretty much created all the other races. They're very much about exploration and just living out their lives. They don't really have the processing to interact with other species that well. They are very advanced, but they're very unsocial when it comes to that. The Cravers are another war-based faction that just want to consume the entire galaxy for themselves. They eat anything, and when I mean anything, I literally mean anything. They were made to remove unwanted life forms by the Endless, but grew to have their own mind and diplomatic ways. The Horatio are another human race, but it's kind of a cult-like race, where they worship one guy who genetically modified himself to be the perfect, most beautiful being, and genetically modified everybody on his planet to look exactly like him. Their gameplay is, they want to change everybody to be the most beautiful life form in the galaxy. So pretty much look like their leader. And they will kill anybody who opposes them. The Sawas here are a very guest-like group. They were created by the Endless to terraform planets, and when the Endless disappeared, they went off their planet to continue their job, preparing for their return. They're an all-robotic species, yet they terraform planets for biological inhabitants. The final group is the Pilgrims, which is another human race, but yet again very cult-like. They worship the Endless and dust, not like a god, but they follow it almost like a religion. I'll probably do my next playthrough on them, since it's a very interesting group. The Pilgrims here are very interesting though, since they are a mix of United Empire and Sophon technology. They were a rogue United Empire science group that was aided by the Sophons when they broke off from the Empire and created their own faction. I'll get more into them later since I would like to play them on a later playthrough. But for now, let's go back to the United Empire. As you can see, right here we have the description. Their main victory type, which is economic and military. Their gameplay, their diplomatic alignment, and their home planet type. Up here we have their traits. United Empire Affinity, which means tax rate will give a industrial bonus. Fusion planets, which automatically unlocks fusion technology. Businessmen, which means every system will have 30% gold increase. Stronger alloy means all their ships will be stronger, which is very good early game. Fearless warrior means that in their home systems they are a lot stronger. Yet they have a couple negative traits here. Unlucky colonists means their home planet will always be mineral poor. And they have 25% ability dust cost on all their heroes, which later in the game we'll get into that when we start focusing on hero abilities. So I'm going to choose the United Empire here, and let's get going. Up here you can see we can change everything about the galaxy type. All the galaxies are randomly generated, but we can put preset options to make it a little more what we want. I'll go with Spiral 2. Let's go with a large type for our first. Go with all 8 empires so we can have one of each. And let's go on a random age. Difficulty normal, game speed normal. Now I want to have one of every species here, so let's make sure they're all here. What am I missing? There we go, one of every species. Now, let's get started. In the future, they are planning on putting multiplayer into this, which is very interesting since it is turn-based. I won't be using the tutorial since I have played this game before, and I'll just explain what I'm doing as I go. The loading screens are fairly long right now since it... Okay, here we go. This is obviously the tutorial, which I will be disabling for this, since I have played it. Here we can reactivate the tutorial in the game options, which I won't be doing. But let's take a look at what we got. Here's what you see when you first start the game. Obviously your home system, with your first colonized planet. We have a medium Terran planet, which is mineral poor, which we will get every time we play this faction, since that's one of their negative traits. Now here it says no exploitation. Exploitations allow us to gain extra benefits. Now since it's early game, I'm going to be going with an industrial exploitation to help us build ships a little bit faster than normal. It will take 10 turns in game. Now as you can see, we cannot colonize any of these planets currently because we have not unlocked the technology to do so. We start off with 2 ships. a colony ship, which will allow us to colonize planets, and a scout ship. I'm going to be sending my scout over here, and my colony ship over here. Now right here, this shows somewhat civilization-like stuff that has happened. If something that's done building, it will pop up here to tell you that it's done. Right now it's telling us we have 3 heroes available. We have Galdos AI, which is a Portal joke. It was voted in by the community. Very funny, I might hire her. Kiri Uranef. In 1 cargo. If we click up here, we can see them all right side by side. Now right here it says how much it costs to hire them, and how much upkeep per turn. If we click inspect, it shows the benefits that they give us. Galdos obviously gives bonus on gold and science in the system, but looks like she'd be better in a fleet. Well, Warren Carga looks like she'd be better in a system. Currently we do not have enough gold to hire any of them. We'll probably hire them in the next couple times. If we click up here, we can look at our science. I'd like to start with colonizations, so I can get a little bit further along. In the first probably 20 turns, you want to colonize a few planets to get ahead and get your industry very going. I'm going to start with arid, since there's a couple of arid planets in my vicinity. After we choose that, we just click end turn, since there's nothing else we can do.